Let's be honest, there is nothing more frustrating for a business owner than hitting a wall with your compliance, especially when you're trying to file your GST returns and the system just stops you. Well, today we're going to figure out exactly why that happens and, more importantly, how you can get unblocked. And fast. Let's jump right in. So, picture this. You're all set to file your GSTR-1. You log into the portal, you're ready to go, and you're blocked. You can't move forward. It's confusing, it's definitely stressful, and you're just left thinking, what on earth did I do wrong? Well, chances are the culprit is this little guy right here, a system-generated notice called Form DRC-01C. Think of it as a new automated flag from the GST system. Its whole job is to say, hey, hold on a second, your numbers don't quite add up, and we need to talk about it. So let's decode this thing. We're going to break down exactly what this form is, why the system sends it out, and why you absolutely positively cannot afford to ignore it. You know, in the simplest terms, Form DRC-01C is just an alert. It's the GST system acting like an automated referee. It's constantly comparing the input tax credit it thinks you should have against the amount you actually claimed. And when that difference gets too big, bam, you get this notice. Now, here's why this is so critical. The system sends you the notice, which is Part A, and it waits for you to reply using Part B. But if you don't reply, if you just ignore it, the consequences are immediate and painful. You get blocked from filing your next GSTR-1. And just like that, your whole compliance process grinds to a halt. All right, to really understand this notice, you have to understand the mismatch that triggers it in the first place. And it all boils down to a showdown between two key forms, your GSTR-2B and your GSTR-3B. So on one side, you've got your GSTR-2B. This is an auto-generated statement. It's what the system calculates you're eligible to claim. Then on the other side, you've got your GSTR-3B. This is where you manually enter the ITC you're actually claiming. The problem, as you can guess, starts when these two numbers are way out of sync. And here's a perfect, simple example of what that looks like. Let's say your GSTR-2B shows you have an available credit of 1 lakh rupees. But when you filed your GSTR-3B, you actually claimed 1,25,000. See that gap? That's exactly what this automated system is designed to catch. That 25,000 rupee difference? That is the red flag. That's the excess amount you've claimed that the system isn't happy about, and that's precisely what triggers the DRC-01C notice, basically demanding that you either pay it back or explain it. So who needs to be on the lookout for this? Well, pretty much if you're a regular taxpayer, an SEZ unit, even a casual taxpayer, this applies to you. The only main group that gets a pass on this are businesses that are under the composition scheme. Okay, so the notice has landed in your inbox. First things first, don't panic. We're going to walk through the exact step-by-step plan to get this resolved and get your filing unblocked. Okay, so first you have to find the actual notice. Yeah, you'll get an email and an SMS, but to work on it, you need to find it on the portal. Just log in, head over to Services, then Returns, and click on Return Compliance. From there, you'll see the ITC Mismatch option. It's right there waiting for you. All right, once you've opened the notice, you have two clear paths forward for your reply in Part B. Path number 1, you agree with the system and you pay the difference. You do this with a form called DRC-03, and then you just pop the payment reference number into your reply. Path number 2, you explain why there's a difference. You pick a reason from a drop-down menu and submit your justification without making a payment. Now, replying sounds simple enough, but you know how it is. There are always a few little tripwires. So let's quickly troubleshoot the most common errors people run into so you can get it right the first time. This one. This is probably the #1 error people see. You've made the payment, you have the ARN number, you enter it, and the system just says, nope, invalid. It is incredibly frustrating, but trust me, there's usually a very simple reason for it. This error almost always comes down to a tiny mismatch in the details, so just run through this mental checklist. Is the GSTIN perfect? Does the tax period on your payment match the notice period? Did you make the payment after the notice came in? And this is the one that gets almost everyone. Did you pick the exact right reason for payment? It has to be ITC mismatch. And here's another one of those quirky little portal things. Let's say you pick a reason, you type in your explanation, and then you realize, oops, that's the wrong one. You can't just uncheck the box. First, you have to go back and physically delete the details you typed in. Only then will the system let you uncheck the box. It's a small thing, but it'll save you a headache. All right, this is the big one, the question everybody really wants the answer to. You've done the work, you've submitted your reply in Part B, so how long do you have to wait to get back to filing? And the answer is fantastic. It's immediate. The very moment you successfully file that Part B reply, the system is designed to automatically remove the block. You're good to go. Now, if for some reason it doesn't look like it worked, just try the classic tech support trick. Log out and log back in again. That almost always does the trick. So we've walked through the problem and we've walked through the solution. But the real lesson here, the key takeaway, is about shifting your mindset. It's about going from being reactive, just dealing with this notice when it shows up, to being proactive. This right here sums it all up, doesn't it? The whole point of this form is to make sure your claimed ITC matches your available ITC. When you really get that, you can stay one step ahead. It's not just about fixing a notice, it's about making sure your accounting is right from the start. And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Instead of waiting for a notice to tell you there's a problem, start asking yourself this question every single month. Are my ITC claims always aligned with my GSTR-2B data? If you make that check a regular part of your filing routine, that's the best way to make sure you never have to deal with a blocked return ever again.